Whatever.
Come on, tell me
Where
what's
you
going
are,
on,
mate?
mate.
Hi, Danny Brough, MMA UK, and with Carl Prince. We're just at Manchester top team, mate. Great day. What do you make of it?
Yeah, a lot of hard work got to go into this point, so it's sometimes difficult to enjoy it at the day. But I had a great day, mate. Yeah, from start to finish, and good support from our community, from people in the MMA community, and from everybody really. Like, yeah, a really good day, mate. Warms the cockles.
Did you see yourself, looking back many years ago? Could you see yourself doing this?
Uh, yeah, in my most boastful moments, maybe. Yeah, yeah. I've always gravitated more towards being a coach than being a competitor, and I spent a lot of times in America and over here on the mat and training and picking up little bits, and then I went into coaching. I've always been a coach in different sports. Went into coaching fighting maybe 7 years ago, so no, I never thought I would get here to answer your question. It was just something I did because I enjoyed it, and then it just all went off from there and all that. And I will say, about 15 years ago, I had like a vision of opening Manchester top team, but I'd not trained at that point or been in a gym. But I thought, oh, it'd be cool, wouldn't it, if you had a Manchester top team, like American top team and Brazilian top team? Because I've been a fan of the sport since it started, so it's like a big thrill, mate, to have the likes of Brad Pickett here, Frank Mir, and then to like push on and be in association with the top team brand. Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, come a long way, and I think it must be strange for you. You've actually seen it grow in the UK. You know what I mean? It's not only have it grown over America and the world, but you've actually seen it, and now you're part of it growing in the area. What are you a local lad from Ashton then?
No, I'm from Middleton. Yeah, I'm from Middleton. Well, Blakely originally, but like moved to Middleton at a young age, so we still live there. But travelled about a little bit. But yeah, from Manchester, lad, born and bred, mate. Yeah, so to bring something back and all that. And yeah, I think throughout the last 5 years, has been a big part of pushing the scene forward within Manchester and like the other gyms. And there's so many great gyms now and great instructors like Matt Inman at SBG Manchester and all these guys. And it's good to be to come forward. I think now Manchester's in a great position where we're going to push on and become the powerhouse it should have always been. We've just had issues where people wouldn't fight each other before, and now that's going to be eradicated and all that, and then we'll just see cream rise to the top.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, all the local events that have come up as well. See some of the lads, Budo, FCC, they're all over the place. Is that something you work towards?
Yeah, well, we've got so many amateurs here. I've been involved in amateur promotions myself. With Celtic Gladiator, Tanko, ISFC, they're all at my events. So it's like it's good to see now the amateurs that the Cage Warriors card. I think I gave that last night. I think I gave 60% of them their amateur debut, like maybe 5-6 years ago. So I believe they're like not the golden era, but the first wave of our talent coming through. The likes of Liam Gittins, the likes of these guys that have come through from the local shows now, being on the big scenes. Even like Paddy and all these guys, they're still Northwest-based guys, aren't they? So it's the time for the Northwest, and I believe in the UK MMA is really moving forward at a great speed. Yeah.
Do you think we'll ever see the size like America have got it, where it's just normal now? MMA seems to just be normal over there, whereas here people are still asking me what it stands for.
Yeah, it's part. I lived in America for a while. It's part of their popular culture, and same in Ireland, and same in a lot of Eastern Bloc countries. In Poland, it's their national sport. They knew everything about it. They even recognised me, and I was just a guy from Manchester. And then you go to I've been all over the world with ACB and that, and especially in Eastern Europe, it's part of the culture. It's part of power, but we're still a little bit. When I was a kid, wrestling was quote unquote not for straight men. So that makes sense. It was either WWE or what you're wrestling for. That like you had to box, and we're since a box. But now that culture's only probably in the last 3 years has gone away. Wrestling now is like a manly pursuit, like it is in the rest of the world. Does that make sense? So I think by virtue of that, we're only gonna grow and good gyms and good instruction and like my generation of people were the first generation in England that had good instruction. I was fortunate enough that we had like Carl Tanswell down the road, and everybody within Manchester that owns a gym was taught by Carl Tanswell, and his legacy will continue through his students. Does that make sense? And there wasn't before that good instruction, but now every gym in Manchester has a good instructor, and if not one good instructor, 3 or 4. So it's a good time to be involved, mate. Yeah.
So obviously, great place you've got here. Do you mind just telling people how we find you, how you can get that?
Pretty straightforward. Manchester Top Team on Instagram, on Facebook, manchestertopteam.com. We're just based in Manchester, in Ashton, just off Junction 23 of the M60, mate. Dead easy to find. If you've ever been arrested, you're right next door.
Thought that when I pulled up. Oh God, here we are. Not again. So anything? Obviously, 2020 has already been a great year for you for the start. What's going on for the rest of the year?
Just obviously we've got our first guy in the UFC now with Lerone, and then I think Jonas is probably maybe 1 or 2 fights behind him, and then just the next wave of everybody coming through, just one foot in front of the other. Honestly, like we went from 11 fighters, now we've got 32 active competitors in the space of 3 months, and I'm sure that's going to grow again. And we've got our own crop of people coming through. We're not just trying to like recruit guys who've already been training. We've got our own guys that are coming through, and we've got the next big wave of top talent. I'm not just saying that; everybody's saying it to me. So it's good. We've got maybe 5 Russian guys in the gym, and they're great for the team ethos. We get to see their mentality, their culture of like how important winning is. Does that make sense? I think here we're okay with competing. There, it's just all about winning, and it's good for us to find that on the mat rather than just only in competition.
It actually says behind there, there's no substitute for hard work, never give up, never stop believing, never stop fighting. Is that something you've robbed, or is that your own?
No, it's definitely not my own, mate. I'm only plagiarising everything. That's what we're doing here. Yeah. So no, it's for the people on the bottom when you're looking up and you're really struggling to find your way out. You've got to keep going. And I always say there's no such thing as a bad position. You're only 1 second away from winning. And the more visual cues and verbal cues these guys can get, the better for them all. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks for coming speaking to me, mate. It's a great place, and enjoy the year.
Thanks for coming down. Come down to
Nice
the training,
one.
mate. Yeah.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.